Okay, yeah, obviously this is about guarding yourself, being careful about who you bring close to you. And I think you've been like this for a long time, very, very guarded. But I think you're coming out of this now. I'm getting this feeling of a sort of softening, warming up to more people. It's very, very slow, though. You're just coming out of this. I think on the outside, you've always seemed quite warm, quite welcoming, and you have been like that. You're always like that. You're very warm toward people. But this is about how you've been feeling on the inside. You know, you've been carrying your sword on the inside, if that makes sense. And I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but I don't think these barriers that you've had up, I don't think this was only because of things that you've been through. I think that's part of it, but I think you might have witnessed someone really close to you going through something really horrible, a really horrible time as well, or something like that. I think they were really hurt, and they might still be going through this. I'm just seeing you might have been feeling a little bit inadequate around this person, not because you feel inadequate next to them, but I think you might have been feeling as if you weren't able to help them. Maybe you even felt as if you didn't know what to say or how to help. But I think they know this. I think they know you care, and they appreciate you. And I think even having you around, even for a short time, that's made a huge difference to them. So just know that. I think they might have been left or even abandoned when they're at their lowest, and you saw all of that, and of course it affected you. But yeah, they're starting to get out of this now. I think they might still be going through this. They're probably just starting, I think. I don't know. They're kind of going through the process of getting through all of that. But yeah, you're starting to soften a bit. You're starting to thaw out a bit on the inside now. Just a bit though. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the next card you have your past, the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. I nearly said 8. I don't know why I said that. So yeah, maybe this is why you're starting to let your barrier down a bit. You know, there's love around you, I think. I'm seeing love, definitely. There's definitely passion around you. That's what this card's about. And I don't think it's passion that you are shying away from, actually. You don't shy away from passion. I think you're afraid of getting in too deeply with someone emotionally. It's the emotional thing that you kind of shy away from. I'm just getting this feeling of falling, you know, falling down a hole or falling down a well. And I know that's a horrible thing to imagine, but I think that's how scary falling in love might have felt to you, because you've had this feeling before, and there was a kind of an out of control feeling. It's sort of like being out of your depth, kind of like that. And in other areas of your life, I think you're very much in control. You're the opposite in other areas. So I think this is something you struggle with, this feeling out of control in love. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but it's kind of like there's this contrast, this backwards and forwards thing. It's like pleasure, then pain, pleasure, pain. So I think on the one hand, love's a pleasure to you. And on the other hand, it means hurt, pain, feeling out of control. So I think when you enter into a relationship, when you start, you've got this kind of up and down feeling going on, this contrast. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I think there is a new person around you. And I think that's what's probably making you want to start to open up a bit again. It's just a start. You know, I don't think you're totally opening up yet, but it is a start. That's what I'm seeing now. So the last card you have your past is, the Hierophant. So yeah, I don't know if this person's trying to move forward a little bit too quickly for you. You're getting a lot of attention from them, I think. There's a lot of attention around you, but it might not be that. It might not be, it might just be that this up and down feeling inside of you, that might be what's stressing you a bit, because there's some stress, and I'm kind of trying to work out where this is coming from. It's that feeling, yeah, because again, I'm seeing this. It's like, I want to fall, but I'm scared to fall. That's what I'm getting, this kind of contrast. Look at how this Hierophant's dressed. He's wearing red on the outside, you know, which is warmth and passion and all of that. but then he's wearing white on the inside, which can be kind of coldness, blankness. No, I want to stop this. I want to go back to the start. A blank slate, a clear sheet of paper. I want to go back. I want to stop this feeling of passion. So it's kind of passion and then stop, passion and then stop. And this can be about balance as well, this card, and that's what you're struggling. You've got this contrast. You're not in balance, and the feeling I'm getting is you're probably not quite ready for a full-on relationship yet because of all of these feelings I'm seeing. I think you're going into this slowly anyway. So if that resonates, I'm really happy to see that, because there's a lot of stress around this, and love shouldn't feel stressful. And if it does, it means you're either not ready for it or something's not right. So I think you probably still have a bit of work to do on yourself before you can commit, but that's okay, that's fine. Just take your time if this is what you're doing. The other thing I'm getting is there's a bit of stress around your future or how you feel about your future, especially in your career. I think you might eventually be branching out into something completely new. And I think you've probably been dealing with this or thinking about this at least for a while, maybe just a sort of an abstract idea in your head. And I think what you're doing now, I think it might be already considered to be a little bit unusual or a little bit different to a lot of people who are around you. So you're not new to being different. You're not new to kind of branching out into completely different things. So it's not a strange thing to you to kind of change things around in your workplace. I think a lot of people see you as being quite mild and sensible, always doing the right thing, which is what the Hierophant can be about. Traditions, doing the right thing by society and all of that. But inside, I think you're actually a little bit rebellious. You're certainly very, very different from the rest of your family, I think, in terms of your outlook. You're very different to them. So I don't think you're going to branch out into this new thing for a while. I'm actually seeing a year or even a few years down the track. So you've got a long time to think about this, and that's fine. You're a patient person as well. That's what I'm seeing there. That's just what I'm seeing in that card. So, okay, so the first card you have your presence, the King of Wands. Okay, so yeah, this is amazing. There's so much passion around you. You have the Ace of Wands, now you have the King of Wands. Again, it's not passion that you're afraid of. It's having your emotions messed with, getting in too deeply before you can get out, sort of getting yourself into something where you're hurt and not being able to get out. And you don't like to lose control. You don't like to lose concentration as well, especially when it comes to your work. Work's really important to you. And, it's like you just don't want anything or anyone to kind of mess that up for you. So, if this is resonating and you have this new person, this new love around you, I actually think they might come forward and ask you to take this to another level, maybe. I was seeing in the Hierophant that they kind of move a little bit faster than you'd like. So that's what I'm seeing. They're kind of wanting to move fast now. I don't think they're asking you now, but I think they will soon. They're just thinking about this, because this king's about to get up. He's thinking about it, but he's not quite there yet. He's still thinking, but he looks like he's about to get up. So, I actually think, this is what I think. I think they think you're someone who they could probably settle down with, actually. That's what's going on in their mind. So just be aware of that. They really see you in that way. So they're very fast moving in the way they feel that this relationship's going. And the feeling I'm getting is that you're a lot slower. That's what I'm getting all through this reading so far. So now, I'm not seeing any problems around them. The King of Wands can be a bit of a player sometimes, but I'm not getting that feeling around this person. I'm actually getting a really honest feeling. They might even be blatantly honest. That's how honest they are. That's what I'm getting. And I think that's probably why they want to come forward to you now, because if they feel something, they just like to come out and say it. And I think I think you might have had the opposite experience, especially in love in the past. People who wouldn't say things, they wouldn't come out and say things. Maybe they even hid things from you. So yeah, this is the opposite of what you're used to. And I think that's another reason why it might be hard for you to get your head around this whole thing. It's a very, very different kind of a person, very different experience for you. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, the next card you have in your presence, the Ten of Cups. Yes. So what can I say? I want to say that I hope this resonates with you, because for one, I hardly ever get things like this, and it looks amazing for someone who wants a serious relationship. And I think, excuse me, I think part of you does. I think your head does. It's just this falling feeling I keep on seeing, this kind of up and down feeling that you really need to try to work through, because this is looking really amazing for you. So if you are feeling a little bit uneasy with the pace of this, which I think you are, I think they would appreciate you being open with them and honest with them. I think they'd probably be quite understanding toward how you feel as well. So if you say to them, I just want to take this a bit slowly, I do like you, I like how this is going, but yeah, it's a little bit much for me because I have had these problems in my past where I've been hurt, and I just want to take things slowly. I think they'd understand that. And I think you are probably very open with them anyway. I think that's in your nature to be like that. The other thing here is, it's kind of to do with this, but it's a different kind of thing I'm seeing. You might also be struggling with a potential conflict just in your head, where you're seeing your career and this new thing you're planning on doing, which is career as well, and this relationship. You've got this kind of thing in your head that there might be some conflict. So you might be wondering things like, will there be a clash there? Will I be supported? Will they need more support than I can give them? Because I'm very career focused and I can't take my mind off that. So I think part of this concern that you have about career versus family, or career versus relationship, you might see these things as being in conflict, maybe because it might be a subconscious thing. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you. It might resonate, it might not. But maybe your family, maybe when you were growing up, it might not have been all that stable for you growing up. And maybe you looked to your career as some sort of refuge from that. So if that resonates, I'm not going to tell you what to do about this relationship. That's completely up to you, of course. But what I want to say is you can have both. There doesn't have to be a clash between work and relationship. You can have both. You absolutely can. So that's just something to think about if that resonates with you. Okay, so the last card you have here present is the Hanged Man. Yeah, I actually think if you take your time and you just let things develop naturally, and if you do want this relationship, I think this could be a really, really good, really positive thing. This relationship could be. I don't want to put pressure on you, of course. Obviously, this is the Hanged Man. This is about waiting, holding back, taking your time. But there's a lot of growth here, and there's passion near that growth. His legs are red, so there's passion, and that's right near all of these leaves, right near the growth. So what that says to me is that, as time goes on, if you want to be in this and stay in this, and as you grow together, there's always going to be a lot of passion there between you. That's if you want to pursue this, of course. And the other thing I'm seeing is, okay, this is a completely different thing. It's just a small thing. Sometimes this card can be about, telling tales, hiding things, being a bit sneaky sometimes. So try to be a little bit discerning around who you talk to about your personal life and relationships and things like that. I don't want to make you feel paranoid. There's nothing horrible happening, but only talk to people who you truly trust, because I'm just seeing someone asking questions. Maybe they're trying to find out information. This is someone who talks to a lot of different people, and they talk about different people quite a lot. They like to talk about people. They pass around a lot of stories, things like that. I'm not getting a good feeling around this person. So if you recognize who that is, just be very careful around them. Someone likes to gossip, I think, And just remember, you know, if someone's talking about other people all the time, they're probably talking about you as well. So, and yeah, the secret to that is to not give them anything to talk about. So just really be very careful, think about who that might be, and keep yourself to yourself, definitely around that person. Okay, so the first card you have for your futures, the Four of Cups. Right. Okay, so this card can be about rejection, obviously, and I'm not seeing a rejection here actually, but I think you are probably going to slow things down a bit with this relationship. You're probably going to say something. You're an honest person, you're a straightforward person, so I think you're just going to be really careful, really fair about how you tell them. You're not rejecting them. You're just saying, I think what you're going to do is you're just going to say, I just want this to be a little bit slower than the way it's going. And they still might see this as a rejection though, especially in the beginning. And I think that's because their passion's probably ruling their head right now. Their intentions are pure, don't get me wrong, but there is a lot of passion here and emotions kind of swirling around this whole thing. And it's always difficult when one person's sort of caught up in the passion and the emotion and the other one isn't. So I think they'll eventually realize that this isn't an outright rejection. I think you just need time. And, you know, if this resonates, I think what you're doing is the right thing, actually. You know, I think you're just being really sensible to take that time. That's what you need. And it wouldn't be fair on them either if you pretended everything was fine. So you're doing the right thing, and they'll come to see that. So the next card you have, your future, is the Hermit. Yeah, here we are. So yeah, I love this card. This is why I'm seeing you holding back a bit. Again, you're not rejecting them. I just think you're getting your thoughts together, you're getting your head together. And I think with this person and this passion that's all around you, I think it might be reminding you that, you know, you do need to deal with this subconscious feeling, this falling feeling, this fear that you have. Whether you end up with this person or whether you end up with someone else, you're going to have to lose that feeling, that roadblock that's in front of you. And I think getting that time to yourself, whether you're meditating, you might even need counselling, I don't know, but whatever you do need to get over this thing, this roadblock, because you don't want to find yourself, you know, deeply in love with someone, but then you can't move forward because of this block. So yeah, deal with that. And I think you are. That's what I'm seeing with this Four of Cups and this Hermit. So I think you are going to do that. Okay, so the last card you have for your future is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so this is a very, very beautiful card, very ornate card. I think this is how they see you. There's a beautiful horse. It's decorated beautifully, very beautifully decorated, very ornate and everything. I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah. I think they could see that you're not quite ready to step up to this. You're not quite ready emotionally. You know, this knight's almost to the edge of this river. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to move it up so you can see. So he's almost to the edge of this river. That's where the water is, where the emotions are. But he's not riding through it. He's not bathing in the water. He's not drinking from it. He's not doing anything like that. He's not touching it. He's not going near it. And the reason why is because there's this great big mountain in front of him. That's the block. That's what you're working on, hopefully. That's what you're working on getting over. I hope you are, if this resonates. Now, I'm not saying you should be with this person. I'm not saying you shouldn't be with this person. That's completely up to you, of course. But getting rid of this block, it's not just going to open you up to love, whether it's with this person or anyone else. It's about getting your freedom from this block. Freedom to be able to love totally, whether that's with friendships, family, and even yourself. So inner love, all of that's really, really important. And you're just going to feel so much freer because there's this anxious feeling, this falling feeling. And even if you end up by yourself, that's absolutely fine. But you won't have that anxious feeling around you anymore. And that's going to really free you up. You're just going to feel so much more at ease with yourself if you're not feeling that. So I think you are doing this. But if you're not, do whatever you can to get over that feeling, if that's all resonating with you. So Capricorn, yeah, I hope this resonated, but as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, and thank you so much for watching.